We're back one more time. There is a new Domachevsky Reshell for the X-Shot Micro. If you're new to seeing these, this is a cool little, usually available at a dollar store blaster for under $5 Canadian, less than that US. And while it was kind of a fun party favor before, now with some 3D printed reshells that use just the hardware that comes with it, we have a bunch of cool little blasters. But first, I want to show you the one that kind of got it all started. This is the Conductors Revolver. This blaster uses 7 X-Shot micro plunger tubes. You go around and prime them all around here, and you can actually use this blaster as a semi-auto blaster. How cool is that? And it works really well. Let's go. Oh, that's a hit. Uh-oh, I'm out. Semi-auto, all mechanical. I just think this thing is the coolest looking. Look at all that crazy stuff happening in there. Guy's a mad scientist. I'm gonna make my own at some point, and when I do that, I'll be able to give you a better look inside at the internals. Let's get back to the latest mini builds that are easy for everyone. This is shell 1 of the Micro. A very cool looking little pistol, really liked it. This is number 2. Going for some piratey vibes, maybe? Also really, really neat. Number 3, up the ante by being a double barrel shotgun that you can fire either 1 dart or 2 darts at the same time. And then as time went on, you would have people in the comments going, make it a hammer prime, bro. And look at that. He did make it a hammer prime. This is the newest shell. The hammer is part of a lever that pulls back that priming handle, and then you fire. Really, really cool. Now, some people might complain a little bit because you technically have to break your grip in order to prime it. That's just kind of a price that we're paying for doing some really cool stuff. But this is an awesome reshell to what we started with. Hammer prime blasters aren't that common to begin with, and now we have a cool new one from a Micro. I just want to let you guys know about this new blaster. After this, there's a little quick build guide just for anyone curious how it goes together. Do yourself a favor, take out the dart post before you build it in case something goes wrong. You could remove the whole air restrictor. I leave the air restrictor in. That way, oh look, I was trying to prime it the old way. I leave the air restrictor in so that if a kid or somebody dry fires it, it's not that big of a deal. And I can still put half darts in by prying out part of that post. But that's totally up to you. Will there be another one? I'm not sure, but I'm looking forward to finding out. And if not, we have a really cool little series. These are available on my Etsy if you want to get kits. If you want to get the files, go visit Domachevsky. His Etsy store is GenCoMegaWerks on Etsy. I'll have links down in the description. See you later. What a pain that was. Because my proper screwdrivers are somewhere else. This little spring popped out. This is a catch spring. This is very important. That's the spring we use. There's another spring on the trigger that we definitely keep. Not for this project, but it's just so handy to have springs like that laying around. All of this stuff is garbage. And this is what we need here. Let's bring down our shell. I've done a few of these by now, so this shouldn't be very tricky. The very first thing we do is we want to take this, and I guess we'll soon see how different it is. We take this like this. Yeah, that's going to hook on like that. So I think the very first thing we do is just like the other ones. We want this spring. We want this spring here to be, there's a little wall right there. You can see there's a little ridge there. We want that spring on the other side of that ridge. We also want on our plunger tube, we want that kind of sloped part to be, I'll show you in a second here. Yeah, I think we did it. We want this sloped part here to be pointed down. This is now in. You'll notice that there's a little hole up here that you can kind of peek out. That's where the catch spring goes. That's where this tiny spring goes. This part is tricky. You want to kind of sneak this out a little bit, and then you want to sit that in there, press it down, and then kind of scooch it under. You want to do that so it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, I think we probably want that in place there first. First time doing it, so I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure this can just slide up in after. I'm going to sit that down, and I'm going to quickly swap in this other shell because I didn't want everything to fly into place. Oh, I guess I didn't need to do that because I could just hook this up here after. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put some of the longer screws. And boy, I wish I had my proper screwdriver. It's just there's not a lot of leverage with these little eyeglasses screwdrivers here. Always a good feeling to get these ones done because you know that little catch spring is not going to go anywhere after. Again, I just love that these don't require me to go digging through my parts bins or anything like that. They just have everything I need to do a cool project. We want to use that shorter screw somewhere like down here. I think because I've done so many of these and I have extra longer screws that I'm actually going to, you could use that little screw, but I'm going to, in this one, put a longer screw in just because I have it. It would be absolutely fine if you used the shorter one. Now we have this in place. I'm just going to do a little test. That does catch. And that does go. Oh my goodness. Almost every one of these I build, I forget to do this first. I always use long pliers. I reach in here and I twist and I pull out the end of the dart peg. The dart peg usually pops off and I don't take out the air restrictor. You could bash the air restrictor right out, but I like to leave it that if a kid is operating it, the air restrictor will kind of protect it and it's not just like clacking together and it might crack or be bad for it. And I didn't find the performance difference that much. I'll just yank that out after. Actually, why don't I just do it right now? So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to squeeze. And I didn't get very much of it. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, it doesn't take very much. Like you just need to take a little bit off. And it has lots of pop. It would be smarter to do it before because if for some reason you messed it up, well then you don't have it already partially assembled, right? Let's put our priming hook there. We line that up with that hole right there for the shell. I guess we could probably do that one first. Yeah, that just goes through there. Let's tap this into place. These builds generally do require a hammer to put items in place, just so you know. I actually won't finish that now. I'll finish that after. I'm going to put, I'm gonna get these started. I like to get these pieces started a bit. Usually I make my upper and lower ones different colors. Oh, one's longer than the other. That's an easy way to tell. So let's just look at this. And these are probably for the handle. And these are for the body. I don't even know that I realized that's what the difference was. So we'll put that in there. I'm gonna get my hammer. A rubber mallet or something would be better. I just use a little piece of silicone on my pieces to protect them a bit. I won't drive it through any more than that. Do the same thing for this one. And now we'll put on the other side. And then this is just going to slot up in here and we'll tap in the other pieces. I should be able to just tap this right through. It does feel a little bit scary to hammer on PLA, but I've never had one snap. And I've made a whole bunch of these now. I do print everything with 3 walls, so that probably helps. Just put that right on the corner so I know where I'm hitting. So now this goes up in here. I'll do this one first. Oh. Whoa, strange. That one went right through. That's actually kind of a better tolerance. That's what I would like them to be. I keep meaning when I do these to actually reduce the size of these by 1% because I don't really like having to hammer them in. It's a fine balance. I don't want them to fall out, but I find that a bit much. Oh, well, this is like perfect right there. That's ideal. That's not falling out and I can press it in with my fingers. Oh, and I can do the same thing with that as well. I wonder if he changed that along the way. So this is really, really cool. Let me find that short dart. So look at that. Hammer, prime. Some people might say, oh bro, I need to break my grip. It needed a certain leverage in order to have this pull that straight back. I think he's done an amazing job making this able to be hammer primed at all. And also these are toys and we're just having fun. So people should relax about that stuff. All right. Cool.